Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today we're jumping right back into A God Among Men with episode 4. In this one, our immortal hero Cameron is about to face what might just be his greatest challenge ever, figuring out how to be a dad to his little girl Emily.
And that's really the big question here, isn't it? I mean, this guy has lived for ages, seen it all, done it all, but none of that prepared him for connecting with a child. So we're going to follow along on his clumsy, complicated, and honestly, sometimes really questionable journey into fatherhood.
The story gets going with Cameron's first, and let's just say, super awkward attempt to build a real connection with a very confused Emily.
So we kick things off with Cameron trying to reassure her. And he realizes almost immediately that explaining his, complex, godlike feelings to a little kid is going to require a way simpler approach than he's ever used before.
And you can just see the total disconnect right here. Cameron is trying to have this deep, profound conversation about family names and identity. But in Emily's world, with her fantastic kid logic, she just thinks, oh, awesome, Dad started a pop quiz.
So, yeah, the whole serious talk about last names totally bombs. Cameron has to pivot fast. He tries to explain what a nickname is, but he has to break it down into the simplest possible terms for Emily, who is very literal and thinks he's talking about her friend Nick from the library.
And boom, this is the breakthrough. She finally gets it. She accepts Emmy, and he becomes daddy. For Cameron, you have to understand, this little moment feels bigger than any immortal victory he's ever had. It's like he just won the lottery.
But just as they're having this sweet moment of connection, a totally innocent comment from Emily sends Cameron spiraling right back into the chaos of his past.
That's all it takes. Her simple observation, Daddy, your clothes are too dirty, just hits him like a ton of bricks. It forces him to see himself, to see his life through his daughter's eyes. And he really doesn't like the view.
This timeline just lays it all out there, the jarring contrast in his life. He's got these memories of being a literal god and, before that, a mortal living in both luxury and poverty, and it's all clashing with his grim, messy reality in this rundown apartment. And then it just clicks for him. He has this huge light bulb moment. All his pride about refusing money from Emily's mom, Jessica, it suddenly seems so foolish. He realizes his fame as a god wasn't really that different from the mortal celebrities he used to look down on.
So, that's it. That's the turning point. Cameron decides he is done with this life. He's going to step up and give his daughter the life she deserves.
He's not messing around anymore. He packs Emily's little suitcase, grabs a stash of cash his sister sent him, and makes this huge promise. They are leaving, and they are not looking back.
And wow, the change happens fast. First up, a haircut that brings out the handsome guy who is hiding under all that scruff. It even gets a whispered, "My daddy is so cool" from Emily, which, just fuels the fire.
And he is putting his money where his mouth is, literally. He drops over $1,000 on a whole new wardrobe. He's not just changing his look, he's investing in his new role as a proud, confident father.
So now, in the car, looking and feeling like a completely new man, Cameron gives Emily this incredible lesson. He promises her his total, unconditional support, trying to build this foundation of just unshakable confidence in her.
Next up, they go to the mall, where Cameron decides to put his, well, let's call it unconventional parenting philosophy into practice for the very first time.
So what's his big idea for this confidence-building exercise? Oh, you're gonna love this. He tells this shy little girl to shout this super aggressive and frankly bizarre command at a crowd of random shoppers. It's definitely a choice.
And after some serious bribery, an ice cream cone was involved, Emily finally gets up the nerve and squeaks out the line. She kind of fumbles the words, but she does it, and of course gets a lot of confused stares from everyone nearby. And yeah, this does not go over well with the public. A woman comes right up to him and tells him off, saying he should be teaching his kids some manners. But Cameron? He could not care less. In his mind, his daughter's confidence is way more important than what some strangers think.
So where do they go from there? Well, the day ends with them checking into a fancy 5-star hotel, which solidifies their new lifestyle and sets them up for their next little social experiment.
And this is where we see this really fascinating switch flip in Emily. The hotel receptionist starts flirting with the newly handsome Cameron, and Emily's shyness just evaporates. It gets replaced by this fierce, protective instinct.
She doesn't just glare, she actually speaks up. She looks the receptionist dead in the eye and tells her to back off.
It just goes to show you she might be shy in a crowd, but she is fiercely protective of this new bond with her dad.
But the final scene of the day kind of brings everything back down to earth. After all the drama and transformation, they sit down for a fancy dinner, and Cameron gets a classic parenting reminder. You can order your kid a nice steak, but that doesn't mean she won't still want a burger.
Which leaves us with this big question just hanging in the air. I mean, his heart is in the right place, he wants to build her up and give her everything, but you really have to wonder if his extreme methods are creating a hero or, maybe, just maybe, a little bit of a troublemaker. If you like the story, please like and share it, and subscribe to the channel to watch future episodes. Thanks for watching.